Hello everyone, so we will be going over the three most used iconics, the new three latest ones, but the Spore Pod, everyone is using this for AoE damage because it hits really hard, and some people missed out on the spring event, so now they are either using the Scarecrow, or now the new one, which is a Magma Vortex from the Outsiders event, Ops event, which is on right now. So I'll be going through each one just to show you the single target damage and then the AoE target just to compare the DPS numbers as we go along, and also just having a look which one is viable compared to the other. So let me do this after combat so you can actually see the full damage. So let's start with single target. The first move I will be using is Spore Pod. So there's explosions that it does, it infects the targets, and it does damage over time, duration 12 seconds, and it also does small explosions as well, and it also infects multiple targets. So this is more of an AoE move, but I just want to show you the single target damage. You see that's the one of the explosions right there. And it also does a few ticks after the cooldown of Spore Pod. So if you come out of combat, that is a total damage of 448 with a crit damage at 14.3. Now let's look at the Scarecrow ability, which is Scarecrow's Fear Bomb, which came out during Halloween. So you can see it's still ticking, and I think the ticks have gone. Yes, they have. So now you can see the damage on the single target compared to the Spore Pod. It is that's 448,000. This is 250,000. So it is very low, even though the crit damage is higher. But overall damage it is very low, and it only did the effect for 10 seconds compared to the 12 seconds on Spore Pod. Now the next one is Magma Vortex. So this burns enemies, making them vulnerable to burning effects, and it also crushes enemies, making them vulnerable to crushing effects. Activation time 0.7 seconds, duration is 6, and it roots the enemies for 3 seconds as well. And it also further damages enemies trapped inside. So let's take a look. Okay, so the damage was only for 7 seconds, and the damage was considered very low. I mean, compared to is better than the Scarecrow iconic, of course. You get 408k damage for the 7 seconds compared to the 10 seconds, which is only 250,000. And then the Spore Pod is leading the way with 448. So now let's do the same, but now on multiple targets. So let's go through Spore Pod, or we'll be doing this on 3 targets and then 5. So you can see the explosions on multiple targets right there. So the damage on this will be much higher. Okay, so now after combat, that is a total damage of 2.4 million over 12 seconds. Now let's do the same with the Scarecrow ability. There we go, hitting multiple targets like it should. And let's see what the actual damage is. So it wasn't for that long anyways, but 9 seconds, very low damage, 513,000 on multiple targets. That is what Spore Pod was kind of doing on single target, so that is very disappointing. Now let's try Magma Vortex. So you can see it roots the enemies, pulls them in. I think the damage looks pretty decent, but let's see. Okay, so you can see the damage is much higher on 3 targets compared to the Scarecrow. So this is sitting at 1.3 damage, 1.3 million for the 7 seconds. The Spore Pod is at 2.4. So now let's try this on 5 targets. Now start off with the Spore Pod once again. So you can see the explosions right there. Setting it off again. It's still ticking. And oh, still doing it. And it's done. So now for 17 seconds, it's done on 5 targets. It's done 3.5 million AoE damage. Now let's have a look at Scarecrow. Let's see how long this one does on more than 3 targets. And it is gone, I think, yeah. So now for 9.4 seconds, it did a total damage of 926,000. Which is, it's okay. Could be better. And now the Magma. Let's see the actual numbers. Yeah, so we did 2.1 million, which is what Spore Pod was doing on 3 targets. So in ranking order, Spore Pod does the highest damage single target AoE. Then Magma Vortex is second, with the second highest single target and AoE. And then you have Scarecrow, which does the slowest and lowest damage on single target and AoE targets. So hopefully this video was useful for some of you guys who don't have Spore Pod or the Scarecrow and you just wanted to see what the Magma Vortex iconic move damage wise and what the damage numbers are. Is pretty decent, not better than Spore Pod, but if you don't have Spore Pod, this is the iconic move to get. So that is all. As always, please like, comment and subscribe.